PPG Week 8 lesson. And this is lecture 8 as well. The last one. Last na to, imagine. Tapos exam na. Okay, so this will cover September 16 to 20. Okay? It says here, it isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it is not enough to believe in it. One must work on it. Eleanor Roosevelt, probably this is the wife of President Roosevelt of the United States. Now, if you talk about peace, that means you are a peaceful person. Yun lang siya. Well, our topic for this week 8 is legislative branch. Okay, and there are three parts in the branches of government. It's the executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch. And let's focus on the members or check on the members. Executive branch, ayan, from the president to the barangay captain. Pero ang pinakasikat dyan ay, alam natin, president, vice president, and cabinet members. The rest parang ordinary sila, ano? Judiciary branch naman, ayan, naririnig natin lagi yung mga chief justices. Ayan. Supreme Court, mayroon mga Supreme Court justices, tapos meron silang pinaka-boss, chief justice. Tapos nandiyan yung mga ibang branches ng judiciary. From down to the municipal trial courts, up to the regional trial courts, courts of appeal, etc. Ngayon, pag may mga kaso ka dyan yan. And ito yung topic natin, legislative branch. Okay, there are two Congress or houses in Congress, and they're called also two chambers. Senate, 24 members, headed by Senate President. House of Representatives, 250 plus 20. I think that's party list. Okay. And the leader is Speaker of the House. Tapos pababa na yan. Kasama pala yung SK sa legislative branch. The legislative power of the government is vested upon the Congress of the Philippines in accordance with the 1987 Constitution. So, sinong Congress kasi? Senate and House of Representatives. Sila yung binigyan o inatasan ng batas na gumawa ng batas. Congress is divided into two chambers, just like I mentioned, lalabas ito sa test, House of Representatives and Senate of the Philippines. Now, alam natin to, 24 senators, 250 members, or 270, yung pinaka-latest. 20% of which is called party list. That's it. Let's go to part 2. Sinong pwedeng maging congressman or sinong pwedeng maging senador? A qualified candidate for both the Senate and the House of Representatives must be isinilang kas dito sa bansa. Okay, sa Pilipinas, from mula Batanes hanggang sa Tawi-Tawi. Yan, qualified ka maging humabol lang senador at House of Representatives. Natural born, yan, tawag. Siyempre, pwede marunong kang magbasa at magsulat. Ay. So, hindi pwede yung hindi marunong magbasa, magsulat. At dapat nakarehistro ka sa COMELEC. Ngayon, gaano katagal sila uupo? So, senators, starting ng June ng 30th, kasi ang election May, after the election, pwede na silang magtrabaho. At ang senador ay dapat 35 years old. At same qualification, isinilang siya or nakatira siya dito sa Pilipinas not less than 2 years before election day. Ayan. So, dapat, isinilang ka dito sa Pilipinas, check, pero nag-abroad ka. So, dapat uwi ka ng Pilipinas, 2 years ka dito, at yon qualified ka na. Dapat 35 years old, senator. 6 years ka pwedeng umupo. Okay? And shall not serve for more than 2 consecutive terms. So, in other words, hindi ka pwedeng humabol ng 3 beses. 2 lang. At 66 years yon. Yun naman, House of Representatives, mas mabata naman. Kaya pala daming batang House of Representatives, 25 years old. Kung Senator, 35, ang House of Representatives, 25 years old. Okay? And residents of the Philippines, ito naman, 1 year. Senator, 2 years. Okay? At dapat nakatira ka at least 1 year kung saan ka hahabol na congressman. Kung taga Pampanga ka, dapat nakatira ka at least 1 year sa Pampanga. Sa party list naman, hindi naman. Wala naman required tinatawag na age or I think it's just the same except for party list representative. I wonder why. Yun, place of birth. Ayan. So, same age. Dapat 25. At least 1 year. Pero hindi naman stricto kung saan ka nakatira. Okay? Kasi party list nga yan. You're gonna represent what you call the unrepresented sector. Dito kasi sa House of Representative, dapat nakatira ka sa bayan mo at least 1 year kasi magre-represent ka ng bayan mo, Pampanga, Tarlac, etc. Iba-ibang distrito pa yan. Pero sa party list, pag in-approve ng COMELEC, hindi nila titignan dapat nakatira ka sa Manila or what. Titignan nila yung plataforma mo kung nagre-represent ka dun sa sinasabi. Halimbawa, yung ACT, party list ng mga teachers, alam natin, aktibo sila sa Congress at yung daing ng teachers ay kanilang talagang pinopush yung karapatan ng mga guro. So talagang party list sila and they represent yung mga plataforma nila. Ang problema yung ibang party list, imagine, meron party list na magsasaka, pero yung leader nila mayaman, hindi naman magsasaka. Yun. Pero nananalo sila. So, medyo naabuso din yung mga party list. Pero yun sila. Ang tawag din sa kanila ay congressman. The representative, ito yung congressman, also known as congressmen or women, will serve 3 years lang sila. And they should not hold office for more than 3 consecutive terms. So, 3 beses silang iboto every 3 years. Si Senator Binoy yata, gusto nila forever nakaupo yung mga congressman at senator niya. Hindi ko alam anong nakain niyang masarap nun. In the case of vacancy in the Congress, ayan, halimbawa may namatay na congressman o kaya may na-assassinate. Under Section 9 of Article 4, a special election may be called to fill such vacancy in the manner prescribed by law, but the senator or member of the House of Representatives thus elected shall serve only for the unexpired term. So, pag nabakante sila for some reason, halimbawa ako, senator ako, 3 years na lang natitira ko, magkakaroon ng special election, 3 years, itutuloy mo na lang yung 3 years ko. Hindi siya buong 6 years. Okay? Kung ano man natira na year, yun papalitan mo, yun ang itutuloy mo. The prime function of the legislative branch is the creation, enactment, and amendment of law. Creation, pag-author ng law. Enactment, pag sa batas, pagde-deliberate ng batas. Amendments, kung meron kang gustong palitan sa batas. Ayan. Proposed laws may come from the senators or the representatives themselves. So, yan. Sino pwedeng gumawa ng batas? Mga senator, pwedeng hiwalay. Mga congressman, pwedeng hiwalay gumawa ng batas. Pero pag na-approve yan, may kwento dyan. Pero pwede silang hiwalay na maggagawa ng batas, pero kailangan parang ma-approve ng dalawang chamber. Okay? The people they represent, district, province, or party, or 2 branches of the government. So, yung naka-underline, in-underline ko kasi nga, dapat sana gumawa sila na batas na nakikinabang yung tao, hindi sila. Alam natin sino mga senator na gumagawa ng batas, sila lang yung nakikinabang. Starts with letter V. Dalawa yung nakaupo ngayon at gustong iupo yung anak na babae. Tignan nyo. You can check kung gaano kabait yung mga gumagawa ng batas. Doon sa Philippine law, makikita mo yung author. At makikita mo pa minsan mga selfish sila. They're creating laws for their own benefit. Para yung pinabayaan yung, halimbawa, example lang yung sa LTO, di ba? Bawal ang e-bike or tricycle sa highway, halimbawa. Delikado nga naman, tama. Pero, binawal nila sa halip na gumawa sila ng sariling dedicated lane para sa masa. Ay, sinong gumawa nun? Siyempre, inaproban yan ng mga kataas-taasan. So, anong nangyari? Gumagawa ng batas, ang daan para lang sa mayaman na 4 wheels. Pero yung totoo, majority of taxpayers are from the marginal sector, are from tricycle drivers. Kasi we are a tricycle economy, a motorcycle economy, a e-bike economy kasi hindi lahat mayaman. So, kailangan isa lang yung daan ng kotse, yung sa tabi, sarado yan, ibigay sa tricycle, e-bike o kaya motorcycle. Dedicated lane. Eh di hindi delikado kasi sabi nila delikado, di ba? Maaksidente kaya kasi nga hindi kayo nagkagawa ng batas para sa dedicated lane sa mga taong totoong 90% nanggagaling yung tax. People they represent ba or representing their own agenda? See? Kaya pag bumoto tayo, class, dapat yun talagang para sa tao, para sa bayan. Okay. Ito, paano gumagawa ng batas? Ito, interesting ito. Nag-enjoy ako dito. So, inisip mo, saan na-invento yung makukulong kapag gumawa ka ng krimen? Paano ba naging batas yan? Okay, paano ba naging batas yung, halimbawa, graft and corruption? O kaya, pumatay ka. Paano nagsimula ang paggawa ng batas? Eto sila. Making laws. First, a bill is a draft of law presented to the legislation for enactment. Presented to both two chambers. Ano yung two chambers? Congress at Senador. So, gagawa silang bill. Ang tinatawag na scratch paper ng batas, bill ang tawag. Ayan. So, ipipresent yan sa chamber. Once enacted by both House of Representatives and Senate, it is submitted to the Office of the President of the Republic for approval. So, pag naayos na lahat yan, na-approve na sa Congress, nagkasundo na yung Congress at ng Senate na, okay, ito yung batas. Bibigay sa Presidente, pipirmahan ng Presidente, batas na siya. Pero marami pang steps yan, ha? The basic process for creation or amendment of a law begins with a bill, yun scratch paper ng batas, drafted by kahit sino man, senator o House of Representative, congressman, at ibibigay sa chamber para sa tinatawag na first reading. Pag sinabing reading, doon pag-aaralan na yung sinulat na batas. Pag-aaralan yan. Ilan yung nag-aaral? 24 senators and 270 congressman. Hindi ko alam bakit 270 yung sa internet, 250 sa book. Baka na-update na from the book. Okay? I'll just do another lesson about that. So, in other words, bago madala sa presidente kanina kasi sabi, bill, deliberate, papirma sa president. Yun ang summary. Ito yung detailed steps. So, yung bill, yung scratch ng batas, scratch paper, yan. Kung sino man gustong gumawa, either senator o congressman, gagawa silang dalawang copy, tapos pag-aaralan nung dalawang chamber. Ang tawag doon, first reading o kaya unang pagbusisi. Yan. Ito yung first reading. Anong ginagawa nila sa pagbusisi? Okay. The first reading is where the Senate President or the Speaker of the House reads out kung ano yung batas. Title, bill number, author's name, and then assigns the bill to proper Senate or House committee. So, meron tinatawag na mga small group or team groups. So, yung first reading o unang pagbusisi ng paggawa ng yung batas mismo o yung bill, yung scratch paper, ay ibibigay nila sa mga committee. Yan. At doon, pag-aaralan nila. Okay? Yung mga may akda authors or concerned committee will send out an invitation to various concerned parties, agencies, and stakeholders for the public hearing of the bill to review the proposed bill and give their comments during deliberations. Okay, so kung si Senator Manny gumawa ng batas, ibibigay yung copy sa Congress. Ang Congress ay mag-invite ng mga taong magbusisi doon sa batas. Deliberate. Siguraduhin na ito'y walang mali. Okay? Then the committee, technical working group, meet for special changes of provisions for such proper concepts. So, or grammar deletion. So, after na pinag-aralan, Meron mga changes, may corrections. Yun, pupunta, balik sa mga team leader o group leader sa Congress and Senate at doon magre-revise sila. Re-revise. So, yung first reading, o kaya tawag doon sa ordinary salita, pagbubusisi ng unang paggawa ng batas ay bibigyan ng copy ang chamber, gagawa sila ng committee, parang group leader, representing all the Congress, tapos, yun, busisi, change, amendments, tapos, pag meron changes, pupunta sila sa pangalawang pagbusisi. Second reading. Okay? Sa second reading, after the approval of the bill by the committee members, a committee report is then filed with its approved version of the bill to the Committee on Rules and for the second reading. Okay. So, na-edit na yan ng first reading. Second reading ay what? Iba ng version nyo kasi napalitan na yung una. Ito, medyo mas maayos na kasi napag-aralan na. Kasi bago first reading, isa lang gumawa. Baka hilong-hilo siya. Nung pinas niya, sabi, oy, hindi, hilong-hilo ka, Senator. Revise natin. Tapos nung na-revise na, tapos na yung first reading, meaning, unang pagbusisi, second reading na to. So, pag okay na siya, second reading, so, Committee on Rules, titignan kung may violation, okay? Second reading ng tawag dyan. In the second reading, the author of the bill or the chairpersons of the committee, yung team leader, yung group leader, deliver sponsorship speech. Ayan, magsasalita na siya. Kung sino man nakatas na magsalita para sa bill, i-promote siya. Kasi kailangan may boto yan, ipopromote yan. So may magsasalita, magko-convince sa'yo sa buong Congress na yon, Senate. Na ito, maganda to. Ayan, sponsorship speech. It is followed by a period of interpellation. Ayan, yun na yung debate. Kasi first reading, revision, etc. Dito second reading, yan, nag-uusap na yun. Hindi! Yeah, wag-approve yan. Diyan mo makikita. Google nyo sa YouTube yung, ay, hindi maganda yan. Ay, yan, nag-aaway na yan. Okay, interpolation yan. Debate. Where other senators or representatives may debate or ask further questions to the sponsor of the bill. After the interpolation, the senators or representatives may make amendments. So kasi nung una, committee lang yung nag-revise. Dito pangalawa, lahat na involved. Ayan. Second reading na to. Lahat involved. Debate. Okay? Tapos, pag hindi siya pumasa sa debate, ang dami pang mali. Okay? Then, meron mga amendments. Ayan. Pag sinabing amendments, papalitan. The representatives or the senators again vote the passage of the bill on the second reading. As a general rule, a bill must pass both Senate and House. Note that two versions of the bill are processed simultaneously in both chambers. The final version be approved by the chambers is then printed for approval. Okay, so ganito yan. So sa second reading, edi blah 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 blah, tapos na amend. Tapos, kasi paminsan, yung debate sa Senate at sa Congress, hindi siya pareho. Tapos yung pag-revise sa batas, pag nag-meet sila, hindi pareho. So dapat mag-match yan bago i-print at ipapirma sa presidente. Nangyari yan sa salary increase ng mga teachers. Iba yung version ng Congress, iba yung Senate. So, hindi na-approve agad yan. Nag-meeting na naman, nag-second reading, blah, 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 hanggang naayos, naging isa. Yan ha. Kaya, na-approve yung batas, magkakaroon ng salary increase sa teacher. So, ganito yan. So, dapat yung dalawang version, kasi iba yung pananaw ng senator at mga kongresista, mga amendments, i-merge yan, itatatapat, i-fix, i-consolidate, tinawag-tawag, i-harmonize. Pag okay na yan, ipaprint na yung final sa second reading na to. Okay? Second print. Okay? Or if there are disagreements between two chambers or final version of the bill, a bicameral conference committee is created to make the necessary changes before printing out the final. Kung talagang yung second reading ang dami pang palpak, magkakaroon naman ng bicameral conference committee. Combination ng senator and congressman. Kasi nung una, independent sila naggawa ng bill, nag-clash. Kung okay yan, print, pirma sa president. Kung hindi okay, ayan, yan ang mangyayari. Bicameral conference committee. So, magkikreate sila ng necessary changes before finalizing the printing. At magkakaroon ng third reading yan. Dapat maayos na. Another period for interpolation follows, after which the senators or the representatives vote for the third reading of the bill. Upon the last reading of the bill, no amendment shall be allowed. Ayan. So after the revision sa second reading, blah, 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 bicameral, mix, final, third reading, botohan na. Okay? After debate, pag na-approve, botohan na. 3 beses na, hindi pwedeng forever, di ba? So, upon the last reading of the bill, babasahin yung final draft, wala nang pagbabago, last reading, no amendment shall be allowed. Ang changes ay allowed lang sa second reading, third reading, yon. Final na yan. Huwag isampa sa third reading kung hindi pa final. Pag third reading, magbabasa na ng bill, o yung bill, ang tawag natin, scratch paper ng batas, ay wala ng changes. Magbabasa na, babasahin na final. Okay, kaya pala mahalaga yung catch-up Friday, no? Eh kung hindi ka marunong magbasa, forever pala tayo nagpapasa class. Ha? Upon approval of the final version of the bill for both chambers, Senate and House of Representatives, Senate President, Speaker of the House shall sign the final copy, now known as the enrolled bill, and send it to the President for final approval and signature. Ayan, so nagkasundo na. After third reading, binasa na, okay na, pirma na. Senate President, si Chis Escudero, at saka si House Speaker Romualdez. Ayan. The bill becomes a law upon the signature of the President. Ayan. What if hindi pinirmahan ng Presidente? If the President rejects it, diba? Ang pagod nila, ilan reading, it takes months, sometimes year for a bill to pass. Remember that. Unless na favorite bill yan, pandalasan de. Eh? The case of objection from the President, the enrolled bill is vetoed. Ayan, naririnig niyo yung salitang veto. Ibig sabihin, ayaw ng Presidente. Si President BBM, meron din na siyang vetoed na batas. So, bumalik sa Congress yan. And return to the House, which is the Congress, where the bill is originated. If the House of Representatives or the Senate still considers the bill, at least 2/3 of all members of the House shall what? Shall vote, okay, for the bill to become law. Ayan. So at least 2/3 of the vote, okay, both House members, both chambers, okay. Kung gusto pa rin nila yung batas, halimbawa, pinag-aralan na natin ito, ayaw ng Presidente, mapagbotohan natin, total na-approve na sa atin. So, pag binotohan nila at nanalo, eto, magiging batas na siya. Ngayon, ang Presidente, nakita niyo, in-approve niyo, sabi kong hindi, wala man kayong pinalitan, may pinapapalit ako, wala kayong pinalitan. So, pag walang angal yung President, failure by the President to act on the enrolled bill within 30 days upon his or her receipt, the bill becomes law kahit wala siyang firma or approval. So, kailangan, magko-comment si President, hindi, palitan niyo yan. Okay, kailangan meron siyang act. And that's it. Batas na siya. Resolutions. Okay. Resolutions. Other than a bill, meron tinatawag na small laws. Okay, resolution. Each house can make resolutions. A resolution contains principles and sentiments of the members of the Senate or the House representative. Here are the three different types of resolutions. Joint resolutions require approval of both chambers of Congress and the signature of the President and have to be forced and effect of a law if approved. Concurrent resolution use the matters affecting the operations of both chambers of Congress, yung operational procedure, approved by both houses, chambers, but not congregated or doesn't have to be signed by the President. Therefore, have force and effect the law. Okay. And simple resolution deals with matters only with the prerogative of one chamber of Congress are not referred to the President for his signature. Sa Congress lang yon ang resolutions. So, hindi ito pang Pilipinas. Okay? Yung kanina pang Pilipinas resolution, kanya, in Congress yan. Okay, impeachment tayo. So, anong impeachment? Tatanggalin ang elected official sa kanyang opisina. Kasi hindi pwedeng basta-basta tanggalin yan. Lalo yung mga higher or executive or the branches of government. Congress has the power to impeach certain officials, including the President, Vice President, members of the Supreme Court, and constitutional commissions, and the Ombudsman. So yun ay hindi basta-basta maalis sa upuan, kailangan meron silang prosesong impeachment. Yan. Okay, ito yung mga taong para for your information. Wala sa book ito or sa lecture, dinagdag ko lang. Sino ang mga tao sa history, marami yan, na na-impeach mga opisyalis ng Pilipinas? 1949, yung pinakaunang on record ay si President Elpidio Quirino. Anong mga kaso ng impeachment? Pag na-impeach ka kasi may kaso kang hindi maganda, may ginawa hindi maganda. So, Elpidio Quirino, sabi, using government funds to renovate Malacanang Palace. Using government funds to purchase furniture for the presidential palace and linking him to alleged diamond smuggling. Ay, diamond smuggling? Ah. Pero dismiss siya. Lack of factual and legal basis. So in other words, inakusahan siya, they accused him of these crimes. Siyempre, i-renovate mo talaga yung Malacanang, gustong pagandahin, no? Hindi naman impeachable yon. Pero yung diamond smuggling, ayun. Pero walang proof. So, dismissed. So, hindi siya natanggal bilang presidente. Ay, 1964, Diosdado Macapagal. Ay, nagmana yata yung anak. Char. Illegally importing rice. Okay? So, pinapasok ko yung bigasan sa Pilipinas to build public support in the election. Illegally dismissing officials, ay, basta na nagtatanggal ng tao. Using the military to intimidate the political opposition, ay. And coordinating the deportation of an American businessman who was in the custody of Congress in violation of the separation of governments. So, meron ng history ng ano to, yung gumagawa ng pala desisyon, hanapin eh. Pero dismissed. Ayan. So, hindi napatunayan na guilty siya. Dismissed. 1985, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Graph, economic blunder, unexplained wealth, granting monopolies to cronies, ano na to, and other crimes. Okay, so sinampa siya ng impeachment complaint, tatanggalin siya bilang presidente, pero after 5 hours na dismiss, natalo yung complainant. Ayan, 2000. Kilala na to, si Joseph Ejercito Estrada. Pero I'm surprised not all students know this guy, our president. So, anong kaso niya? Binibintang sa kanya? Bribery, graft, and corruption, betrayal of public trust, the culpable violation of Constitution. Actually, hindi siya natanggal. Nagkaroon ng EDSA 2. Removed from office at biglang umupo o umagaw yung tagapagmana. Vice President then Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Nagsimula yung EDSA 2 noon, pinabubuksan nila yung bank account niya. Ayaw niyang pabuksan. So, nag-walk out yung mga House of Representatives and yun, nagkaroon ng EDSA 2. Kawawa siya. 2001, twice siyang na-impeach, si Ombudsman Aniato Desierto. Sino ang Ombudsman? Sila yung korte ng mga corrupt government officials. Ang kaso sa kanya, wala siyang riniresolve ang kaso. Wala, mayroon silang sasapang kasong corruption. Hindi niya inaasikaso. Ayan, matamad niya siguro na. Dismiss naman yan. Twice siya na-impeach. 2003, Chief Justice Hilario Davide. Ayan. Ayan. Again. Trust dismissed. Ito, si I am sorry. So, ang dami niyang beses na impeach, 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008. Actually, 4 na beses, no? I mean, talagang edeburi. Ayan, yung public trust, political killings, bribery, high crimes, cheating sa election. Yan. Impeachment cases, hindi siya nakasuhan na natanggal kasi kaalyado niya yung Congress. See, impeachment cases fail due to absence of 1/3 of vote from the members of Congress. Malakas yan. Okay? Maalala ko nung panahon niya, mga congressman, paglabas ng House chamber meeting, ay, ano, tawag dito? May dala silang sobrang may pera. Char. So, yun. 2011, si Ombudsman na naman, Marcelita Gonzalez. Charges of the office underperformance, failure to act on several cases during the President Dengar Lumapag Arroyo's administration. Ayan, wala na namang gagawan. Kasi nasa kanya yung pag makakasuhan yung isang government official, sa kanila nila sinasampay. Nag-resign siya bago siya ma-impeach. Okay, inapprove yung resignation niya ni President Duterte. Ay, Chief Justice Renato Corona, ito kilala natin to. Ayan, failure. Meron lang siyang hindi na-file sa SALN niya. Actually, politically motivated yan eh. Pinapatanggal siya ng mga kalaban sa politiko. So, 4 months of proceeding impeachment, 1. Siya yung, alam ko, successfully natanggal sa impeachment. He was removed from office. Ayan, 2014, Benigno Aquino. Ay, na-impeach din pala. Ayan, sa DAP, sa EDCA. Pero House Justice Committee rejected the complaint due to lack of substance. Ikaw naman, tumutulong lang naman siya sa mahirap, oh. Comelec Chair Andy Donato Bautista, betrayal of public trust. Nag-resign din siya bago siya ma-impeach. Oh, ang galing, ha? 2018, Chief Justice Mariel Lourdes Sereno. Politically motivated. Kasi kritiko siya ng Duterte administration. So, na-impeach siya. Natalo siya, syempre, no? Nung panahon ni President Duterte, lahat kampi ni Duterte kasi takot sila. Ngayon, wala na siyang kakampi. Eto, pati pala si Rodrigo Duterte, President Rodrigo Duterte, and Vice President Leni Robredo, ayan, no? Na-impeach din. Pero walang substance. Magkatabi sila. Okay, I think this is the last one. State of war or martial law. With 2/3 vote from both house voting separately, the legislative branch has the only power to declare a state of war or remove martial law. Okay. So, yung pinaka-authentic picture ng martial law, doon dineclare ni Marcos yung martial law. Yan yung background. Pero yung TV, makikita mo, si President Marcos lang yan. Hearings from Congress. Okay, di ba? Uso yung hearings. They can also hold hearings in aid of legislation, are involved in national budget process, and have a saying in granting amnesty or appointment by the President. Ayan yung POGO. Kaya may hearing sa Senate POGO. Si Tulfo sa LTO sa iba-ibang kaso. At yung budget ni Vice President Sara Duterte, may hearing yon. Sara Duterte, I was disappointed by her hearing kasi ayaw niya sumagot sa sabi niya, parang sinasabi niya walang karapatan busisiin ang budget. Pero nasa batas yan. Congress and Senate can question the budget. Busisi lalo get yung mga budget niya ay kulang sa resibo. Yun siya. Okay. We're done with the lesson. Let's go to the activity. So, our activity is debate. Ayan. So, first pros, they will present debate on 18. Present the debate on cons on 19. Interpolation, yung sasagutin yung mga, kukontrahin yung mga present nila, 20. And uploading of findings and scripts on yellow paper, passed in our class. So magpapas kayo ng papel yung findings, okay? So, yung mga scripts nyo. Now, what if walang pasok? Okay lang. If worst comes to worst, gagawa tayo ng video. Magpresent ng video yung pros. Magpresent ng video yung cons. Upload sa drive. Magpe-present ng second video kontra sa pros. Magpe-present ng second video kontra sa pros. Okay, so second video yun. And then, i-upload yung video sa Drive kung walang pasok. Pero kung meron, sa classroom yan. So, yun yung mga dates na. So, each group, ayan, dalawang group lang yan, class. So, since dalawang group lang yan, ito yung mga parts. Na-discuss ko na rin to. At nasa lecture din ito. Divide the group well. Okay? Lalo get kung walang pasok, sobrang dami nyo, collaborate online, chat. Pwede naman mag-video independently sa cellphone. Sa mga grupo nyo, meron naman internet yan, may gadget, you know. Kasi, imagine, 40 kayo, 20 per group. Hindi naman mahirap yun, class. Okay, presentation side is only 20 to 25 minutes. Pwedeng shorter, no problem. 10 minutes opposing party to gather notes and remaining. So, this is happening inside a classroom. If hindi magyari sa classroom, siyempre, walang time frame. Sorry. Lalabik yata ako. So, wala siyang time frame. Okay? So, ito yung action sa room. Pero pag video siya, wala. Video lang. Presentation, upload ng pros. Presentation ng cons, upload. Tapos, siyempre papanoorin nyo yan. Upload ka sa YouTube, send ko sa page. Papanoorin ng bawat isa yon. Kung walang pasok na video. Tapos, gagawa ng video yung pangontrahan yung bawat isa sa kanilang presentation ng kalaban. Tapos, okay na nun. Tapos na. Video. Pero, pag may pasok, ito siya sa room. Ito yung gagawin. Okay? Ayan, 2 groups. Sabi ko nga. Group 1, row 1 and 2. Group 2, row 3 and 4. Ito yung example lang. Batas. Yung link. Debate. Yung topic nyo. Soji Bill. Yun yung link. At ito yung rubrics. Okay. So, that's it. Our last lecture for PPG. Medyo mahaba siya, no? Almost 40 minutes. Putulan nyo. Pag pinood nyo, pwedeng 10 minutes by 10 minutes. Remember nyo lang yung time. Okay? God bless. Have a nice day. And welcome to second quarter. Whee! Ha 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 ha.